Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is rewrite this equation. You're not required to do this, but I'm going to rewrite this equation and solve for y. So 4y equals minus 3x plus 8. So y equals minus 3/4 x plus 2. Okay, let's set up a table. So we grab some points. We've got x values, we've got y values. So let's go with the easy one. When x is 0, we've got 0 plus 2, or 2. Let's do another easy one. When x is 4, so if x is 4, this is 4 divided by 4, which is 1. So we have minus 3 plus 2, which is minus 1. And then let's choose another multiple of 4, 8. When x is 8, we've got 8 here. 8 over 4 is 2. So 2 times minus 3 is minus 6. Plus 2 is 4. All right, let's see how these turn out. Well, we've got 0, 2. That's this point here. We've got 4 minus 1. It's this point here. And I see a mistake. This should be minus 4 because this is a negative number here. So we got minus 6 plus 2 is minus 4. And I found that mistake because I knew that if I put a point in the first quadrant, that was going to be wrong. So here we go. 8 minus 4 looks like about right there. So I have to hand draw a line here. So that's our line. You might have chose different points than me, but make sure they satisfy this equation. Okay. For 13, here we have 2 lines to draw. So here we got 3x plus 2y equals 13. I'm going to solve this again for y. So 2y equals minus 3x plus 13. This is pretty ugly. Y equals minus 3 halves x plus 13 halves. Okay, that's the first. So I'm going to set a table up for the results here, so I can plot this. Okay, and then the second one is minus 2x plus 8y equals 10, and then 8y equals 2x plus 10, so y equals x over 4 plus 10 over 8. Could I have made it any more awkward? Possibly not. X and y. Okay, so the goal, I've populated these tables with numbers, answers actually, but the goal here is for us to find where these 2 lines intersect, and that solves the system of equations. So we need to plot the 2 lines. So for this first equation that I've written in terms of y here, we know that when x equals 1, we get minus 3 halves plus 13 halves equals 10 halves, or 5. When this is 0, we get 13 halves, which is 6.5. And when x is 3, we got minus 9 halves plus 13 halves is 4 halves, or 2. So let's come over here to our microscopic plot here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like up here. 1, 5 is there. 0, 6.5 is here. halfway between these two. We'll make these blobs really big. And then 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2 is here. So that's this line. Okay, so you could have plotted different points, but the line should be in the same spot here. And this is a good important point to plot because look, it's the same in both of these. So that's where it's going to, we know that's going to be where it crosses. So then, but let's go ahead and for this one. So I simplified this. I think it was 10/8 over here, yeah, and then I reduced it to 5/4, so I had x over 4 plus 5 over 4. And when x is 0, this is equal to 5/4, or 10/8 equals 5/4. And then when x is minus 5, we got minus 5/4 plus 5/4, so y is 0. And then 3 and 2 works here. So 3 plus 5 is 8/4, which is 2. So this one then is 0 and 5/4. So that's 1 and a 4th. So that's like right here. 3, 2 is this point here. And then minus 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, minus 5 and 0. So that looks like this line here, heading in this direction. This is our intersection, which is 3, 2. And that is the answer to the problem. 3, 2. So the equilibrium point is the solution to the system of equations. So if you put 3 and 2 in here, both of these equations will be correctly solved simultaneously. Okay, for this first one, I went ahead and solved the equation for y so I could more easily plot this line. And our line looks something like this. So in this problem, we need to find a situation where 6x minus 2y is less than 1. So now we're going to either shade the plot on the left side of this line or on the right side of this line, and we have to figure out where this is valid. So let's test a point. Let's go with minus 1, 1. So x is minus 1, y is 1, so we've got minus 6 minus 2 times 1 minus 2 is minus 8. So minus 8 is less than 1, so that looks okay. So it looks like we're going to shade this side because that worked. On the other hand, let's just double check. Let's try 3, 0. So that's this point here on the right side, and it shouldn't work. So if I stick in 3 here, I get 18 is less than 1. That's not correct. So this is the correct answer for this one. Okay, I've gone ahead and solved for my boundary here, which was y equals 3x plus 2. So when x is 0, y is 2. When x is 1, y is 5. When x is minus 1, y is minus 1. So I solved this. So now I have to now I have to figure out where this is valid. And if I choose again, let's test points. Let's try 3, 0 again. So if I stick 3 in here, I get 9 is less than or equal to minus 2. Well, that doesn't work. So that's not right. So it's going to probably be this other side. Let's go minus 3, 0. So minus 9 is less than or equal to minus 2. That's good. So again, we shade this side. Okay, for these, we're just plotting points. So when x is 0, y is 0 here. When x is 1, we've got 1 times 2, y is 2. When x is minus 1, we got minus 1 squared is 1 times 2, so y is 2. And then let's do a couple more points. When x is 2, 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. And then minus 2 and 8. So this thing looks like this. We can continue on. It's actually a parabola. Points up like this. Okay, over here in this problem. Okay, so I filled in the table with some results for this one. When x is 0, y is minus 3. When x is 1, we get minus 1 plus 4 is 3, minus 3 is 0. Same deal with 3, 0, so we have two y values here. So it's still functional. And when x is 2, y is 1. So let's plot these. 0, minus 3 is here. 1, 0 is here. 3, 0 is here. And then 2, 1 is here. This is also a parabola. If you plotted more points, you would find that it goes down like this and like this. Okay, so these last couple here, there were 2 sketches per plot. So just consider them, if you worked on these, just consider them both worth 3 points each. So if you only missed one of them, only take off 3 points. Or certainly no more than 3 points if you give yourself partial credit for some of this stuff. And that's the test. If you have any questions, or you see that I did something wrong, send me an email, and I'll get an email back out to you. But other than that, I'm going to end this video. Oh, by the way, put your score at the top. Subtract the number of points you missed from 100 and write your score at the top, like for example 96, and then circle it. Don't forget to grade your test and send it to me. And when you send it to me, it's best if you submit the file in the location on Canvas where the assignment is, and that's easier for me to grade that way. All right.